Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear portal. I'm Atlas Opia and I help people expand their interdimensional knowledge. In today's video, I'm going to be expanding upon a topic that may be close to your heart, but for good reason. Do you ever feel like there is something blocking your power? There is something in your system that is creating a resistance to who you want to be. This could have to do with something called starseed past life trauma. And when I go into this topic, just know that you are not alone in feeling as if there is something in one of your past lives that is creating a huge energy blockage and sense of fear around you fully embodying your metaphysical power and implementing it in this life where you see results. So take some time, go on this journey with me, and you'll find out some interesting things on how to use your heart space to heal that blockage. And if you're back on this channel or if you're new here, definitely subscribe, go through the rest of my videos. This channel is a beautiful representation of how we can merge our interdimensional consciousness into a human body. Because I use articulate and structured language to explain your higher dimensional consciousness to your mind, so then your mind can actually participate in what your soul wants to do, and you don't have to be in a split between your higher dimensional consciousness and your body, mind, and emotions. So let's first talk about what past life trauma is and how it can impact us. I'm sure you kind of know what it is, but I'm going to bring some new light to the actual subject. So first, I want you to imagine the diagram of a mind map. When you were younger, you might have been called to draw a mind map in school, which is one circle, right? And then that circle has extensions, and at the end of each extension is a smaller circle. Now what we can do is you can imagine that this big circle is your soul, and every line out to a smaller circle is a reincarnation you have had or a past life. Now what ends up happening is in the 3D, time is past, present, and future. So we look at these as past lives because we have to from the dimension our soul is in, which is the third. But what you should also know is on a higher dimension, time is location. So on one level of consciousness that's not bound by time, all of your reincarnations are living and happening in the moment of when you visit them. Now, why is this important? Because sometimes when we're healing something large or expanding upon a passion that seems very intense, this is because that energy has been continually carried forward from one life to another, and then here you are now. And whatever you heal and expand upon in this life affects the other lives because of quantum entanglement, which is the idea that a particle on one side of the world can change a particle on the other side, similar to the universe. One energy changes and it impacts an energy at the entirely opposite end. So everything in your soul is breathing into all your reincarnations like electricity. When one thing changes, it affects everything else. Now, if you would like to know more about your akashic records, really dive deep into who you were as a starseed, your race, the location of your home, the planet you helped, your mission, your powers, I really want you to book a free starseed coaching session with me. And right now, because the collective is in such a transformative place, I'm going to be offering the session to you free. because I really want to give you that opening, that portal, that ability to see that you can integrate your spiritual knowledge into your human life in a much more powerful way. And in this free session, I'll also teach you interdimensional skills, which can allow you to use your imagination to change the quantum field, which then directly impacts the physical realm. And also, when you've had a job or mission as a starseed, you can continue that purpose in this life by learning to do unique changes and actions in the metaphysical world. And I'm going to explain to you how by showing you a couple interdimensional skills which can simplify your ability to influence the metaphysical realm. So click the link down below and get your free session. I'd love to meet you. Now, to get back to the video, sometimes as a starseed, we are basically remembering the reincarnations we have had as galactic beings in this human life. And in those lives, there have been times where your power could have been too much to hold. You may have asserted your power in a situation and it could have gone badly. You may have seen the impact of the change you have in your soul, the change you can implement, and you may have seen how many lives and people that it could have impacted. And you know, when that happens, it can create an emotional connection to our power that is not supportive, because in the past, when we were a starseed, or in a different past life when we were using the powers of our starseed essence, there could have been some reactive effects that may have made you feel as if your power should not be used again. Right? And I've also had this. I've also felt a resistance at times when coming into my power as a teacher, as a healer, as a metaphysical practitioner in this life. And that feeling is something you want to sit with, and you want to feel it in your soul as you're speaking to the world inside of you and say these words. Everything has a cause and effect. Even if my power could have been hard to hold, it may have hurt people unintentionally in the past, in a different life. It may have created complications in the world around me. That's what comes with change. When you implement change, sometimes it can be messy, sometimes it can work out, sometimes it doesn't. But the fact that you, as a starseed, have been brave enough in that galactic timeline or in that past life to use your power to help people, to make change, that is what matters. That is the power that you want to remember. That is the essence that you want to breathe into, is the fact that you were courageous enough to take the step. Now, you might not know, what your mission was as a starseed, what job you had, right? What type of starseed or seeds you have been, or what past life you have brought that essence into, or what experience where you have been using your power and it had an effect that is making you resistant now. Now, one thing I'll say is I'll be able to recall that timeline and that experience in the free session when you book it, but you can still practice the healing without knowing the exact details when you're watching this video. And how you do that is you send a level of compassion from your heart to that timeline. Now, how does that take place? One, you sit in your body and you think of somebody who is powerful, using that power, and this creating a reverberation to everything around them. And the intention can be good, but we cannot always control the effect and how other energies respond. When you look at anybody who is great, who is trying something different, who is trying to innovate, there is a risk of disrupting what is currently there. So once you start to understand the dynamic of power and how change can be messy, you can begin to forgive yourself a little bit and realize that you're just playing in a good way. Not that you have been irresponsible, but you have power, and in that starseed life, in that past life, you use that power to impact your life and that of others. But in order for you to understand how your powers can be used, you have to play around with them. You have to do trial and error. You have to experiment. And in that process, sometimes things can fall, things can break. And it's not that you should not use your power now, it's that you have to forgive yourself for a natural occurrence of the universe, which is a cause and effect that can create collateral damage, which is unforeseen, right? So just sit with that for a moment and realize that just you being here watching this video, you know, I don't send out frequencies and codes and signals to people that are not meant to see them, and you could not have came to this video unless you were a vibrational match. So realize that even if your mind can't comprehend fully that in your soul now you're remembering you had a life as a galactic being that had powers and a mission to help the universe and do creative, powerful things in different realms. And then that essence you're awakening in this life so you can use it to impact the world. And you could have awakened it in different human past lives you've had too. It's the feeling, it's the knowing that there is power, but there's a fear around the power. And the fear could be that you just don't know how to harness it, that you are not completely sure how to integrate it or use it. And that is why I'm here and I do what I do. And I'm offering you this free coaching session because I know how it can feel to hold power inside that is so immense it kind of intimidates you. How it feels to be of a world and have this sense of misplacement, where your heart is closed but you're trying to open it because you know there is something more. The spiritual world is evolving. What worked for us in the past is not working for us now. There's new information and technology coming in. Technology to me is creating a more evolved way that we can interface with the world around us. So improving how we can truly activate that higher frequency within and use that galactic power to manifest the healing and changes and expansion we want, but also use our spiritual power to change circumstances in our day-to-day activities, and then really come into our galactic mission and why we're here as starseeds. So please reach out if you feel called to. I've got a lot of very powerful, structured downloads that really can allow your brain to make sense of what's happening inside of you and how to come into the next stage of who you are. So book your free session and check out the rest of my videos too, and please let me know what's on your mind in the comments down below, what you've experienced, what has been challenging you. This is a safe place and I'll make sure of that, you know. And if you want to hear about another topic, you can write down in the comments below, you know, what you would like me to make a video on next. So stay in peace and simplicity, and just realize that the unknown, your power, the next stage. It's really exciting. But when you turn away from your power, you can feel a sense of frustration because your soul wants you to live on this planet in a supernatural way. You have tools that you have not been able to access that's going to help you get to where you want to go. And hopefully I can be that bridge for you. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Bye.